Cell division is one of the essential processes for an organism to grow and to repair the damaged cells. During cell division, each daughter cell gets an exact copy of the genetic information of the mother cell. When a cell divides, it must copy its DNA in its genome so that the daughter cells have the same genetic information as their parents. The process of copying the DNA is known as DNA replication. In eukaryotes, DNA replication occurs during S phase of cell cycle. But in case of prokaryotes, it is a continuous process. After Watson and Crick proposed the double helical model of DNA, 3 models of DNA replication were proposed. They are conservative, semi-conservative, and dispersive model of DNA replication. Conservative model. According to this model, the 2 parental DNA strands are back together after replication has occurred. That is, one of the daughter DNA molecule contains both the parental DNA strand and the other daughter DNA molecule contains both newly synthesized DNA strands. Thus, the entire parental DNA molecule is conserved as it is, as the name indicates. Semi-conservative model. According to this model, during replication, the 2 parental DNA strands separate and each of those strands then serves as a template for the synthesis of new DNA strand. As a result, both the daughter DNA molecule consists of one older parental strand and one newly synthesized strand. Dispersive model. According to this model, during replication, the parental double helix is broken into many double-stranded segments and acts as a template for the synthesis of new DNA molecule. The old and new segments then reassemble into complete DNA molecule. Therefore, each of the daughter DNA molecule consists of patches of old parental DNA and newly synthesized DNA. Among these 3 models, only semi-conservative model of DNA replication was proved experimentally by 2 scientists, Matthew Meselson and Franklin Starr. They began the experiment by growing the E. coli in nutrient medium containing heavy isotope of nitrogen, that is N50. The bacteria took up the nitrogen from the media and used it to synthesize new biological molecules like DNA. By culturing the bacteria in N15 medium for about 14 generations, the nitrogenous bases of bacterial DNA were labeled with heavy nitrogen, that is N50. Now, these labeled bacteria were inoculated to the media containing normal nitrogen N14 and allowed to grow for several generations. Now the nitrogenous base formed in the bacterial DNA contains normal nitrogen since N14 is only the nitrogen available in the media for DNA synthesis. Meselson and Starr knew how often E. coli cells divide, so they were able to collect small samples in each generation. They extracted the DNA from the cells of each generation and and measured the density of the DNA by using density gradient centrifugation in cesium chloride solution. This method separates DNA into bands by spinning them at high speed. Density gradient centrifugation allows very small differences like those between N15 and N14 labeled DNA to be detected. With this experiment, they observed that DNA extracted from cells at the beginning of the experiment, that is generation 0, produced a single band. This indicates that the DNA had contained only heavy nitrogen at that time. DNA isolated after first generation also produced a single band. This band was higher to the previous one with intermediate density between the heavy and light DNA. The intermediate band appeared because the DNA molecule in the generation was a hybrid of light and heavy DNA. This result holds good for dispersive and semi-conservative model, but not for conservative model. Therefore, conservative model can be eliminated. When second generation DNA was centrifuged, they got two bands. One band was in the same position as that of the previous, while the second was higher to that band, indicating that the density of the second band is less than the first one. Over the third and fourth generations, the hybrid band became progressively fainter and the lighter band became progressively stronger, confirming a semi-conservative replication model. This pattern of two distinct bands in the second generation occurs when DNA replicates by semi-conservative method. In contrast, in dispersive replication, all the molecules should have bits of old and new DNA, making it impossible to get a purely light molecule. Information from the second generation led the scientists to determine which of the model among the semi-conservative or dispersive was actually correct. With this experiment, Michelson and Stark demonstrated that DNA replicates by semi-conservative method, that is, each strand in a DNA molecule serves as a template for the synthesis of new complementary strand. Even though the experiment was conducted in E. coli, semi-conservative DNA replication is an universal mechanism shared by all living organisms on this earth. Right now, some of your cells are doing this job. Requirement for replication. Helicase. It breaks the hydrogen bond between the base pairs to separate the double-stranded DNA. Single-strand binding protein. It prevents the separated strands from joining and reforming the double helix. Topoisomerase. As the helicase unwinds the double-stranded DNA, there is all possibility of formation of supercoil in the portion which is not yet separated. It is relieved by the topoisomerase enzyme. RNA kinase. it produces RNA primer, that is single-stranded RNA, to provide free 3' OH group for DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase. It is responsible for creating the new strand of DNA in 5' to 3' polarity. In bacteria, there are 3 types of DNA polymerases. DNA polymerase 1 and 2 are called repair enzymes because they are involved in DNA repair and proofreading, while DNA polymerase 3 is the main polymerizing enzyme which synthesizes the new strand of DNA in 5' to 3' direction. In eukaryotes, there are 5 types of DNA polymerases which are named as DNA polymerase alpha, beta, gamma, delta and epsilon. DNA polymerase alpha is involved in the synthesis of lagging strand. DNA polymerase delta is involved in the synthesis of leading strand. DNA polymerase beta and epsilon are the repair enzymes, while DNA polymerase gamma carry out replication of mitochondrial DNA. DNA ligase. It is called molecular suture because it joins 2 fragments of DNA by forming phosphodiester bond in the backbone. Template strand. It acts as a blueprint for the synthesis of new DNA. Deoxynucleotides. 4 types of deoxynucleotides present in the nucleotide pool will act as raw material for the synthesis of new DNA strand. The DNA replication starts with the recognition of the site of origin of replication, or it is also known as ORI site. Many origin of replication are identified in mammals, while only one origin of replication is present in case of prokaryotes. Origin of replication contain certain conserved sequences of about 300 base pairs. Before DNA can replicate, the double-stranded molecule must be unzipped into 2 single strands. This is done by the enzyme called helicase. By breaking the hydrogen bond between the complementary base pairs, helicase separates the 2 strands of DNA. When helicase separates the double-stranded DNA, Y-shaped replication fork is formed. Single-strand binding protein stabilizes the separated strands, while topoisomerase relieve the supercoiling. Once the DNA strand have been separated, RNA primase enzyme adds a short stretch of RNA called primer to the 3' end of the template strand. It acts as a starting point for replication and provides 3' OH group to DNA polymerase 3 to add new deoxynucleotides. DNA polymerase 3 binds to the strand at the site of primer and begins adding new base pair complementary to the template. The newly formed strand is continuous, called leading strand. On the template with 3' to 5' polarity, replication proceeds in 5' to 3' direction towards the replication fork. By the addition of complementary base pairs, there will be synthesis of new strand of DNA. On the other hand, on another template with 5' to 3' polarity, replication is not as simple. Multiple primers are formed here. DNA polymerase then adds pieces of DNA called Okazaki fragments in between the primers. Replication occurs in opposite direction, that is, away from the replication fork. The newly formed DNA strand is discontinuous because it is interrupted by RNA primers, hence called lagging strand. The pieces of DNA added here are called Okazaki fragments. Once when the both leading and lagging strands are formed, repair enzymes removes all the RNA primers. These RNA primers are then replaced by appropriate DNA nucleotides. The fragments of DNA formed in the above step are joined by DNA ligases to form a complete DNA strand. The newly formed DNA must be checked to remove and replace any errors. This is called proofreading of DNA. Once completed, the parent strand and its newly synthesized complementary strand coil to form double helix.